one fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them?
Canelo's strong and is easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Yeah. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean. Yeah. So really, that's the difference. And they both hit hard.
When you say, I want Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh, man, you will whoop his ass.
Like, yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Magomedov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about now.
The idea of a battle between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez has long sparked intense debate among boxing fans, despite Canelo's dominance in numerous weight divisions. Crawford's unorthodox style, superb footwork, and ability to respond to any opponent are all thought to be a threat to the Mexican superstar. Crawford has already proven his ability to dismantle some of the top fighters in the world.
In your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can't put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Terence Crawford, better known as Bout, is largely regarded as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. His technical skill, versatility, and adaptability to many styles make him a tough opponent. Crawford has an excellent professional record of 4,100, showing his domination in the welterweight division.
5 fighters right now in boxing. That's your top 5 right now in boxing, not your the top 5 in boxing right now. Right now.
Champions or just anybody?
Top 5 right now.
Shakur #1, hands down. Tank, he up there. Canelo, Inoue, Tyson Fury.
Canelo Alvarez, on the other hand, is a dominant force in super middleweight boxing. With a career record of 60-22, Canelo has proven his capacity to compete in higher weight classes. His power, quickness, and experience make him a formidable opponent for anyone.
Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're gonna knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time, the power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys.
When he fought Canelo, and he was like standing right in front of Canelo, and Canelo just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight, when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs, and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Canelo's history includes victories over some of the finest in the sport, and his ability to fight in multiple weight classes shows his adaptability and expertise. Canelo's strength, especially in the super middleweight class, plays a big role in his supremacy. His ability to deliver lethal punches while absorbing incoming shots makes him a formidable opponent.
You fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him, because if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult fight.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws.
In addition to his power, Canelo's agility and intelligence separated him. His head movement, defensive skills, and precise counterpunching make him a well-rounded fighter. Canelo's experience fighting against elite-level opponents has improved his ability to react and strategize in the ring. His recent victory over Edgar Berlanga in the super middleweight division cemented his place as a top-tier fighter.
I'll say he is the hardest, for sure. One of the fighters that hit very hard was Angulo. You know, he's a Cuban guy, and he punched very hard too, so I'll say both of them are like the same, but, you know, with Canelo, I was just mentally ready for his shots. You know, I already told myself, I know I'm gonna get hit. I know I'm gonna get hit on my chin, but it's, you know, I gotta bite down on my mouthpiece and push. You know, and look what happened in the third round. I got hit with a left hook. We'd be practicing in camp the whole time, you know, keeping my right hand to my chin, and I wound up just moving, and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my gloves, you know, that's like a thing for me when I, you know, my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves, because I'm like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But, you know, it comes with boxing. You know, the greats done got dropped, you know, got hurt. But it's about how you come back and respond.
Of the world, Mexico versus Puerto Rico, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus the chosen one, Edgar Berlanga.
Edgar Berlanga has voiced his thoughts on a prospective Canelo-Terence Crawford fight. Berlanga stressed the unpredictable nature of boxing, saying that anything can happen in the ring. He commended Crawford's skill set and ring knowledge, saying that his abilities allow him to compete with anyone and possibly outperform his opponents. However, Berlanga claimed that Canelo's only advantage is his stature and weight advantage could play a crucial role in the contest.
Good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, you know, that, you know, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that favor Canelo is that, you know, his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Crawford is a legend.
Former world champion Demetrius Andrade thinks that, while Crawford is an excellent fighter, Canelo's stature and experience in higher weight classes give him an edge. Andrade believes that Crawford will struggle to match Canelo's power and agility.
So there's talk too of like Canelo and Crawford, like you're mentioning that you feel like David's just too big, too young, just too much overall. Like, is that kind of the same thing with the Crawford and Canelo because of the weight classes, the weight between them?
Yeah, I believe so. Listen, I love Crawford. He's a good friend. You know, we reach out to each other. We've traveled the world through the amateur program. He see me beat people up. I see him beat people up. He see me get beat up. I got beat up. We both, whatever, everybody.
David Benavidez, another top contender, had a similar opinion. Benavidez praised Crawford's technique, but doubts that his power translates to higher weight classes. He feels Crawford would need to go up to weight categories to face Canelo, which could be a huge hurdle.
I can't really say nothing about that. If that's what he wants to do, then that's what he's going to do. Canelo is a man that he does anything he wants to do. I don't think really what people say affects him. But I feel like the people, they want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It's the biggest fight to make happen, and I feel like I'm the biggest threat to him. Benavidez
thinks that to challenge Canelo Crawford, he would need to move up to weight classes, and he underlined the need of respecting weight divisions. Despite Crawford's exceptional abilities, Benavidez gave Canelo the edge in a hypothetical battle, emphasizing the difficulties that come with moving up in weight. Benavidez has long been a contender in the 147 PBS division, and while he is considered a possible threat to Canelo, a fight between the two has yet to materialize.
You want to fight Canelo Alvarez?
Payday. I'm the face of boxing.
Crawford wanted a payday, but Crawford didn't do good at 54. When I talk to people, they all tell me you would have knocked him out at 68.
Well, he knows now. He experimented the 154, and he knows. Maybe he do in 168 for a big check.
Moving up to weight classes would be one of Crawford's most difficult tasks. Canelo Crawford dropped to 150 pounds for his last bout and beat Israel Madrimov by decision. But the step to super middleweight would necessitate him to face even bigger and tougher opponents.
Terence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's a weight class for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Despite the hurdles, Crawford's agility and adaptability could be vital in the fight. His ability to vary stances and successfully use both hands makes him unpredictable and difficult to counter. Crawford's footwork and ring IQ are also exceptional, allowing him to control the pace and breadth of the fight.
Had to like Terrence's walk.
Oh, incredible.
It was fire.
Right, yeah, especially being to the fight, no one knew who really was going to win. And you can see the confidence. I don't think real confidence you can fake.
Canelo's power and experience in higher weight classes should not be ignored. His ability to absorb strikes and deliver devastating counter-punches makes him a dangerous opponent. Canelo's agility and movement in the ring add to his overall fighting style.
Look up the definition of boxing. Please, please, look up the definition of boxing. The martial arts of boxing, and then come back with your opinion. Because boxing is not all about knocking somebody out. Yes, that's part of it. That can happen, but boxing is a sport where you can outpoint somebody too. That's why they go to the scorecard.
I appreciate that take, bro. That's real educated, man, real thoughtful. But you know, you ain't had a decision win in a long time, bro. You know, you known for like being a great finisher. So I appreciate that, but that ain't how you move.
Crawford, who had recently moved up to 150 pounds, won the WBO interim super welterweight title, but looked to lack the power he had at 147 pounds.
This for all the nut huggers, the bud nut huggers, the bud butt buddies. You see that? You see that? We see that. You understand me? You see what that say? Jamel Charlo what is the WBA junior middleweight champion in recess. Jamel Charlo is the WBC junior middleweight champion in recess. Nah, man. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the WBC intern junior middleweight champion. Nah, man. So make it make sense. People gotta make it make sense. Charlo's still a big dog there. Yeah, that's my camera behind me. Charlo's still a big dog there. So a lot of people need to get their facts straight. Understand? Opinions don't matter. It's all facts. No opinions. Sport podcast. And I'm always gonna bring you the real, never the fake, and I'm never late on the news. You hear me? Get at me, man. Dollar.
What's up, everybody? I want to give a big shout out to Snack for always supporting and helping me out with this previous fight. Snack strong, baby.
However, moving up to super middleweight to face Canelo would be a big step. The hurdles of this move include changing to the greater power and toughness of opponents in the higher weight bracket. Despite Crawford's superb technique and skill, questions linger about whether his strength and stamina will translate well to super middleweight. That'll be great. 3 times if you go 150 and win the belt. That is 3 times super. Then I added, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160. So, if he can get in there with Carrot in his next 2 fights, while he still has age on his side, he might be able to go up again. He appears to be attempting to achieve greatness, but he has already achieved something unprecedented. If the bout were to happen, Crawford's versatility would be important. His ability to swap stances, change his game strategy on the fly, and outmaneuver opponents may give him an edge in the early stages. Crawford's defensive abilities and ring IQ would be important in avoiding Canelo's big punches and preparing for his own responses. I watched Terence Crawford's multi-layered, if you will, if I may use that term, that he has been forced to build over his entire career. And one thing I saw about him, was that he had the ability to modify and think, to get himself past any style. He's been driven to do so by a slew of opponents, and we may talk some of the ones that helped him create that technique. If this fight goes ahead, it could be one of the most exciting matchups in recent boxing history. Both boxers are undeniable champions in their respective divisions, with opposing styles and compelling personalities that have captivated fans worldwide.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect to Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I've not been against Terence Crawford. There's nobody. You got to show me that you.
While Crawford's technical skills and adaptability make him a formidable opponent, the difficulty of jumping up to weight classes and confronting Canelo's power and experience should not be underestimated. Analysts and previous champions believe Canelo has an advantage because to his stature and expertise at higher weight classes. But Crawford's versatility and ring IQ may make for an intriguing and tough fight.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, you know, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. You know, he's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just, you know, just like to, you know, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you know, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here. Right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get.
What are your thoughts on the potential matchup? Do you think Crawford can overcome the obstacle and defeat Canelo?